Here are 5 things we learned from Chelsea 3, Fulham 2. Guys, welcome to the Oz Talks Chelsea YouTube channel. We're relaunching it for this season. We're going to be so consistent. I can't wait to bring you loads of content. 5 things we learned from every single match this season. If you guys are looking forward to it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, join the journey. We've got 1,300 subs already. Let's get that higher moving. Let's get that going because I'm really excited to talk about Chelsea this season, especially after winning our first game 3-2. We've got 5 talking points. We're going to cover loads of stuff, but it was a great game. Why can't Chelsea just win easy? Why can't I have the last 10 minutes of any game just really calm? Why can't we win a game 2-3-0 like the Arsenal do? It's just a massive shame. But anyway, let's crack into it and get into it. Let me know your 5 things. Let me know your things you learned. All the things in the comments I'd absolutely love to hear. Let's start off with Cole Jermaine Palmer, our number 1. Wow. What a performance he has had there. I honestly think the thing that I'm so happy about watching Cole Palmer is how Cole Palmer is at his absolute best when he's relaxed, when he's just playing football. Do you know what I mean? He's not thinking about anything else on the pitch. He's just playing the game that he loves, the game that he just feels so at ease at, and that's what makes me happy to watch. He was taking the piss at some points today. He was just being so skillful. I mean, straight away got the assist for that João Pedro goal straight away, which was good. Also, João Pedro, just to mention him, great finish straight away from that Cole Palmer assist. Really nice dink. It's just so nice to have a striker that you're so confident in. But back to Cole Palmer. He just looked himself. The only worrying thing was that he kind of limped off a little bit in the end, but I'm sure he's going to be fine. I'm sure he said 2 minutes and then subbed me off, so it can't have been too severe. But yeah, some of the interaction between him, Rodgers, and João Pedro, I really like to see. He was just dropping skills, and I think we all agree a relaxed street ball kind of Cole Palmer is exactly what I want to see. He looked really good, and he was probably the main reason that we won. My man of the match, 100%. He was so good. Now let's get a bit negative for a bit. If you guys watch me on social media, you know I'm not that guy to be negative. I don't want to take anything down too much, but we've got a couple of things to talk about. First of all, it's going to be Levi Colwill. Now I'm going to talk about the defense a bit more in general. I'm going to talk about Josh Acheampong later, but I thought Levi Colwill was a sign about the defense being very sloppy. I think that early yellow card he got was very worrying in my eyes. He just lost concentration a little bit. The ball ran past him, then he did that tackle. It was a clear yellow, 100%. And I was a bit worried for the rest of the game. I thought him, Lacroix, and Lavia in front made the defence a bit shaky in my eyes. I didn't think Gusto was the best on the right, but he's a bit further away from it. Jarell Hatto, I thought, was really good. At left wing back, he really surprised me, and I thought he was fantastic. But Levi Colwill, for me, was the person that kind of worried me a bit and just showed the signs of shakiness. I thought coming in with a back 5 with 2 midfielders in front, I thought we'd be pretty steady. Yes, we didn't have Moises Caicedo, and yes, we didn't have Palestra, who I probably would have chosen to play. But fundamentally, Levi Colwill should have been more sturdy today, and I thought that challenge at the beginning was a bit rash, and it just looked a bit shaky throughout. Lacroix was good, and he made a good debut and a couple of good challenges, but still, Lacroix is meant to bring in this sense of calmness, this sense of like leadership, and I didn't think he necessarily did that hugely today. And Levi Colwill, we know how much better Chelsea is when he plays for us. I just wish we would have seen that a little bit more today. But look, it was a night game, first game of the season. Some players haven't had full pre-seasons. Fulham team, new manager bounce. The energy was in the air in West London. I'm going to just leave this one calm. And if the defence looks a bit shaky and a bit dodgy against Brighton, then we're going to have a little bit of an issue. I do feel a bit sorry for kind of going in on the defence, especially considering the fact that in front of the centre-backs was Romeo Lavia. Lavia had actually a decent game, but defensively, he is just so poor, and people just run through him. Having someone like Moises Caicedo in front of the back line is exactly what you need, exactly what you want. So hopefully he'll be back soon and his injury isn't too severe, and we see Palestra, and that centre-back pairing and that defence can be a bit less shaky. But talking about things that are shaky, number 3, it's Robert Sanchez. Robert Bob Sanchez. If you guys don't know, I'm quite a big defender of his. I think he can be a really good keeper. He's a fantastic shot stopper, and his distribution can be good. He did not stop the shot well. That shot, it shouldn't have gone in. That near post, it's literally, there's an image you can see where it bounces like where his hand is, and it's simply not good enough. It's not something that I'm proud to have seen, and yeah, my reason for backing Bob right now in this season is because he should be our number 1. Penders, I don't think I think he'll have errors like that as well because he's young and straight into the Premier League. I don't think it's worth signing someone that's not going to be a needle mover ahead of Rob Sanchez, because whoever you sign is just going to block the path of Penders, who is clearly going to be our goalkeeper in the future. But saying that, the performance wasn't good enough today. What you don't need, I talked about the shakiness of our centre backs straight away there. What you don't need is the goalkeeper behind instilling that nerves into the centre back pairing. What I was hoping with Sanchez this season, there's a back five in front of him. I thought Cole and Lacroix were going to be a bit calmer, steady the ship a little bit. Him to have to deal with less shots, and the shots that he does do, he's normally quite a good shot stopper, and his distribution wasn't going to have to be amazing because Xabi Alonso's had Hradecki and Courtois who aren't good with their feet either. I thought he did have some good moments of distribution in the second half, but genuinely, if that goal doesn't go in, it could be a lot easier game, and we could be talking about maybe like a 4-0 or something. But both Sanchez and the defenders were shaky. I'd still keep Sanchez as our number one. I'd give him a couple more opportunities. I don't think Penders comes straight in. I think Sanchez is such a confidence keeper that if you just put Penders in straight away after one mistake, then Sanchez can never come back into the team and he'll never play well again. Because if you put Penders in straight away and then Penders makes a mistake and then you swap Sanchez back in, then you have two keepers that neither of them are confident. It's why I don't think the kind of method of having two number one keepers works, and I don't think Penders should be here. He should be out on loan. But yeah, awful from Rob Sanchez. It's pretty indefendable from me. We'll have to wait and see next game to see how he plays if he makes a mistake. But luckily we got the win, so it doesn't matter too much. Just for number 4, do want to remind you, hit a like and hit subscribe if you enjoy the content. We're going to go huge this season. Number 4, it's Morgan Rogers. It's a debut goal. And one comparison I want to make about Morgan Rogers is I think he's going to be quite a lot like Mohamed Salah for Chelsea. Not in the sense that he's going to score 1 million goals a season. Mohamed Salah, especially towards the end of his Liverpool career, had quite a big trend of going missing in games, not performing that well in games, not playing that well in games. But he'd get a goal. He'd get an assist. He'd always get you FPL points, and he'd always do a bit of magic, and he'd end up the season with a good goal tally. I think Morgan Rogers could do something like that. In the preseason game against Sociedad, I didn't think he played well at all. Got the goal. It was a tap-in, but still, a goal's a goal. In this game, out of João Pedro, Palmer, and him at the front three, all three were brilliant, and they were good. But I did think he was maybe a bit clunky at times, lost the ball a couple of times. But nevertheless, he gets that goal. He's in the right position. He gets the goal. And that's all that I care about. If I'm paying 117 million quid for a player, for a left 10, for a forward, I want them to score some goals. He's got a goal on his debut. What more can I ask for? Genuinely, what more can I ask for? So really solid stuff from the boy Morgan Rogers. He seems like a good lad, and I love the connection with him and Palmer. And there were moments where him, Palmer, and Pedro, I said to one of my mates during the game, I said, do you remember when we went to Brighton away and Michy Batshuayi, Hazard, and Willian scored that goal where they kept back heeling it and just kind of passing it, Cruyffing it to each other, and then they scored. Watching João Pedro, Palmer, and Morgan Rogers is like them doing that every minute. Some of the interchanges between them were so silky, so lovely to watch, and I was an absolutely massive fan. Then number 5, I said I'd come back to him, but Josh Acheampong, Chelsea, Clear Lake, Blueco, please do not sell this guy. Please do not put him on loan, because he's genuinely a brilliant talent. I thought he was definitely our best defender. Hato second best, but he was 100% our best defender. And I was going to put João Pedro as the 5th, but I've given him enough credit, and we haven't learned that João Pedro is amazing. We already knew that. Josh Acheampong, absolute start. Genuinely, I thought some of the blocks in the first half, incredible. So Chelsea from him. I absolutely love it. Also, his progression up the pitch was so glorious to see. He just moved the ball up well, and towards the end, he had some moments at right back, right wing back even. Even then, so fast, so powerful, so direct, and I really love to see it. And I think it would be criminal even if we let him out on loan, because Wesley Fofana is so injury prone, and sometimes he gets suspended, as he missed out today on. Not having him as a backup could be such a shame. Also, he's a ball-playing centre-back, so he can occasionally play the central role. He can fill in for Levi Cole on the left, as we sometimes saw last season. And also on the right back, right wing-back, he can do a job if need be. I think he's the perfect player to have in the squad for this season. I think he can get enough game time to progress, and I think he's an absolutely solid player. So yeah, they're the 5 things we learned. Huge win for the Chelsea. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, comment your thoughts down below, and I'll see you next time very soon for a new video. Bye-bye.